Christian Miller
on Tide 100.9
and 12:30 a.m. WTBC.
And welcome into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope everybody is doing great. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Still trying to get used to this change of season, Chase. You know, it's funny. I feel like I've kind of flipped, man. Like, I always was a big fall guy. Liked when it got cold, man. I used to start wearing the boots more, wearing more of the – I don't wear this anymore. It's a little bit outdated now, but the flannels, the hoodie, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit younger, right? I used to get excited about that. You got hunting season. Actually is going on, but rifle season coming up here in a couple weeks. But man, it used to be my thing, man. But now, I think I've just gotten soft, Chase. I think as I've gotten older, bro, I've just gotten soft. I mean, like, I hate the cold. Like, you should have seen me. Like yesterday, man, I had some blue camo Nike sweatpants, like cotton sweatpants I just found around my house. I'm wearing those, a Columbia, like, carpenter looking jacket. Chase, I don't match at all, but I don't even care anymore. It's like, it's so funny. Like, when you get older, and I know I'm not that old, but you get what I'm saying. You just don't care anymore. You don't really care about, like, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I mean, I don't match. All I care about is I just want to feel good. You know what I mean? I just want to feel good. I want to feel comfortable. And there's no better way to do that than with some arch supports from the Good Feet store. So make sure if you guys are a little uncomfortable, your feet hurt, you're dealing with any type of pain, whether it's foot pain, knee pain, or back pain, head on over to the Good Feet store. Right now, they take care of you. Midtown Village is where you can find them here in Tuscaloosa, but there are locations throughout the state of Alabama and nationwide. Again, the Good Feet store will take great care of you. First-class customer service. These people are phenomenal. I've been wearing them for a while now. And again, whether it's walking my dog, going to the gym, just day-to-day, whatever, it's great. I was dealing with, quad tendonitis from playing football, and it was really bothering me. But these arch sports helped out tremendously with that, had me feel much more balanced. I was able to get back to running and doing all the things I like doing, right? I'm an active person. So make sure you guys check them out if you haven't already, goodfeet.com for more information as well. And you always can do this. You can always go sign up for some free cash to goodfeetkickforcash.com. That is put on by the Good Feet store, right? And basically, if you get selected, you get a chance to go kick some field goals for some money. And they're coming back with it, right? We got 3 straight home games. So make sure you guys go sign up right now. Good Feet Kick for Cash. All it takes it's your name and your email, right? So make sure you guys do that. Good Feet Kick for Cash, name and email, that's it. And if you get selected, hell, you get a chance to go win some free money, man. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. So make sure you guys do that. Sorry, you got me distracted right here. I'm looking at the chat. Everybody's they're showing love for the segue. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little smooth, man. I got to toot my own horn on that. That was kind of off the top. That was the segue into the read there. That was cool. Probably need to get back to doing it like that. That's always fun. That being said, Chase was what? Oh, that's what I was going to mention. We had Tony on yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I told you it was going to be entertaining. Now, I know we talked a while, number one. And two, we talked about a whole bunch of different stuff. We didn't even really get to – we got like halfway through what we planned on getting to, which totally makes sense. If you know me and Tony, I mean, we could sit there and chop it up for forever. That being said, if you missed it, go back and watch it from yesterday. He came on at the top of the hour, so you can always just – jump ahead to about like the midway point on yesterday's stream, and you'll catch that. And we penciled him in. We told him, Tony, you've got to come back, right? You've got to come back to finish everything, because we didn't even get to, as you guys saw. I mean, he was dressed, or I guess lack of dress, right? He was shirtless, like that's his brand, right? Crazy Tony. That's his thing. But he had his staff. He had his man. I don't want to get it wrong. Not medallion, but you know what I mean, like the neck piece, right? We didn't even get into all of that. Like, I mean, Tony is so entertaining and interesting, man. So we're going to do that next Wednesday. We'll bring him back on. So it'll actually be a similar schedule because Tuesday, as you guys probably remember, we had Clint Lamb from Cover Crimson on here. We got him scheduled every Tuesday now, top of the hour, which is really exciting. Always good to talk ball, and he does a great job. So we'll have him next Tuesday, top of the hour. Then we'll run it back with Tony on Wednesday again. So we'll start kind of getting these things. And maybe we'll just get Tony. Maybe we'll just pencil Tony in, because I feel like that would be very entertaining itself. So if he can make some time out of his busy schedule, we'll probably try to do that for sure. The other thing I wanted to hit on real quick while we got some time this first segment. We did not forget about the podcast with Slade. Like I told you guys, just trying to iron some stuff out, and he still was traveling and whatnot. And I thought about this because I see Paul in here. He said he's got a perfect name, and I was going to call on you guys. I was texting Slade yesterday, and we're just shooting these names back and forth because I'll be honest, I'm the worst. I don't know if you guys are like me, probably not, but I can't decide on, like, when it comes to like coming up with names, usernames, all that kind of stuff. It takes years for me. And so I've been trying to come up with these names for this podcast with Slade, and I'm definitely probably just overthinking it. And we're just exchanging them. And I came up with a couple yesterday that I'm like, I feel like these could work. So I'm gonna throw them out here, and I want you guys to tell me what you guys think. And if you have some more, I know you guys like, dude, you've been asking for names, and we've been dropping names. You just aren't listening. I promise I'm listening, but sometimes I don't get all of them. So I actually want to lock in today because my goal is to get this name for this podcast by like really today, but I would just say by the end of this week, so we really can, let it rip once we get back out of the bye week. But the two that I had yesterday, right, and the goal is I wanted to obviously have some influence from, here, of course, right? We're both former Alabama guys. We're majority of the time going to be talking and breaking down Alabama stuff. But I'm like, I don't want to limit us too much just in case we want to start stretching out and doing more different tape, different stuff, different, conversations. I just don't want to put us in a box if it's just straight crimson this or roll this. You get what I'm saying? But I still wanted to have that influence, just a little more generic. So I came up with two. I can't remember if I came up with, I think I was asking Chat GPT and then mixing stuff up. Anyway, Chase, I want to get your input on this too. And you guys in the chat, let me know. All right. So, and Paul, I'm going to read yours too, because I actually think that's dope. Where did it go? Let me see this text thread with Slade. All right. So I had the process report, right? It's kind of a play on words, like progress report, but the process report, right? The process, that stems from obviously, Alabama coach Saban, our era. I thought that was pretty dope, but it's like got, it's showing respect to that side of things, but it's a little more generic where we still can branch out. And then the other one was built by breakdowns. I thought that one was dope. You know what I mean? Like the whole built by Bama thing, but built by breakdowns, right? Breakdowns done by the Built by boys or something. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Built by breakdowns. I thought that was cool too, but then I was like, man, then it's kind of like only breakdowns. And like, what if we just want to hop on here and just chop it up? We're not breaking it down. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that. So those are the two, and I'll write them on here so you guys can see it and give me your thoughts. And then I think the last one was setting the standard. Setting the standard. That was the third one. So built by breakdowns, the process report, and then setting the standard. I thought those three were like kind of like the perfect blend of like what we're aiming for. But I saw what Paul wrote, and Paul's was dope. He came up with X's and bros, like X's and O's, but X's and bros. That's actually Chase. That's smooth, man. Shout out to Paul in the chat. That is smooth. That's smooth. X's and bros. Only thing is, man, if you're a young dude and you're kind of think X's and bros, it kind of low key can kind of sound like some drama between exes and like your homeboys, like EX, like ex-girlfriends. But obviously it's not a thing. X's and bros, though, like when you see it the way it's written, it's clearly football for sure. But no, that's a dope name. I think Paul is actually smooth. So anyway, so I guess we got 4 right now. And I'll write them again so you guys can see them. But I'll stop talking about this now. I just want to throw this out there because I need y'all's help. I really do need y'all's help. So that's what we got. The process report. And again, this is for a podcast for me and Slay to do. The process report, built by breakdowns, setting the standard, and X's and bros. So I don't know. Think about it. Sit on it. We got all show and tomorrow, I guess. Y'all think on it. Let me know. Maybe we'll do a poll and we'll come up with something. Then we'll get that rolling because I really want to get that going for you guys. I know you guys are really excited about that. And I know Slade's like eager to get going as well. So there you have it. That being said, we're going to hit our first time out. When we come back, we'll actually talk some football. We'll just talk some bye week thoughts, right? We'll dive into some Alabama stuff for sure, right? There's been a lot of conversations I've been seeing this week just about the team, right? Kind of where we're at. Some stuff we kind of talked about with Clint. Maybe we'll piggyback off of that. We always can do some breakdown stuff. So if you guys have anything in particular that you want to take a look at, we've already looked at our running game a little bit. But if there's anything else you guys want to take a look at, we can always do that. I've got that ready to roll. Plus, I might just take a look around the rest of the country, the rest of the conference, stuff like that, because I know a lot of people are gearing up for the playoff bracket, and the first playoff, I guess, bracket that will be coming out. Taking a look and see where that stands, where that kind of is, and all that stuff. So we'll do all that. Plus, I want to hear from you guys, man. So if you guys got any questions, comments, whatever, man, it's a bye week. We can have fun. We got plenty of time, and we got plenty of opportunities. So you can do that by hitting us up on the phone lines, 205-342-9904. You can tune into the live stream here on YouTube or on Facebook. Drop your questions and comments, all that stuff right there in the chat. We can discuss it. Or you can always download that Tide 100.9 app, which I recommend you do that regardless. But there you can leave your app messages where we also can read them. And they've got a voice feature. So if you can't call in, you literally can just leave a voice memo, message, whatever the case is. And we can play it on there and do it that way. So we'll love to hear from you guys. Again, bye week, we got plenty of time. And we're going to take advantage of it right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Stephen Mizrano. Did you know?
Bama and beyond. See, that's smooth. I think if we put Bama in there, Kenji, just kind of, I feel like it puts us in a little bit of a box. That's the only thing. But on the second thought, I'm like, man, if we're really going to be covering majority Bama, even if it's 75% of the time, like it wouldn't hurt. But you can call the pod itself the process report, and when you do an interview with another football mind, you can do an X's and Bros episode. Yeah, maybe we kind of merge the two. I just didn't know. To me, I like the process report. Kind of, it's smooth. It rolls easy. It's paying homage to obviously, the process. Coach Saban, our time, all that good stuff. But then I feel like it's broad enough to where not broad enough. It is very broad. Where hell, if we want to talk or break down some Big Ten stuff, just for whatever reason, title champs with that kind of spelling, yeah, it's not bad either. Huddle breakdown huddle. It's not bad. Standard process. Oh wait, standard process. It's not bad at all either. Kind of mix them in. Miller's Bowl breakdowns. Yeah, if it was just me doing it, for sure. Maybe I'll just do a segment on here called that. With Slade, I definitely want to do some a little bit more, a little bit less of just me. That's the only thing. But that's a good name for like some segments on here. It's going to turn into a reality show. Which one? Wait, if we do something with Tony, Tony's definitely probably take that route. Nah, me and Slade, we definitely chop it up, but our main aim is to do some like breakdown stuff. Like busting with the boys, but breaking down schemes. That'd be dope. Built by breakdowns is nice. Yeah, I thought that one sounded smooth too, but then I was like, man, it might be too specific to breakdowns. As you guys can probably tell now, man. I could go in circles with these names. X's and Bros was dope though. That is creative, man. I'm not gonna lie, it is dope. This segment gonna be all year, just football season. Nah, it'd be like a podcast. So if anything, it's should be all year, and we're really just going to branch off. That's why I was also saying like breakdown in the name might be because once it's off season, we still can do breakdown stuff. But I think like leaving it open where it can be just mostly breakdowns. Yeah. So think about this. So like when Slade's come on here, right, we're talking ball. We weren't really breaking it down on here. But then I know he wanted to do his Slade segments. I've been doing the breakdown stuff on here. My idea was, majority breakdown stuff, given like you got me on the defensive perspective, him on the offensive perspective. I just thought it made a lot of sense. But I don't think it always has to be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think like every time it should be one, you know what I mean? Especially like the off season. But during the season, what I was thinking was if we did 2 episodes a week, one, kind of previewing the matchup, and then the next one being like the review of it. Just do it like in the evening. So say we did one like Thursday evening to kind of preview the game for Saturday, and did one on Monday. So like say Mondays and Thursday. Monday being the breakdown more so of like post game breakdown. Thursday being more of a preview. You know what I mean? And then say in the off season, I mean, we still can do some breakdown stuff, but maybe it'll be a little bit less of it, you know? I don't know. Just see where it goes, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, people just want content. People just want to hear people talk ball, and that's what we'll do. We can always, fool around. The thing is, we've got so many connections to other guys too in the offseason. We could always just get guests on and just we're not breaking stuff down. We just talk football in general, So that's kind of the idea. It's kind of the idea behind it. You good, buddy? My dog's like growling or something in his sleep. All right. That's what I need to do. Oh, we got the teleconference from yesterday. Maybe we should start there. Probably a good idea to get that out the way because I know there's some updates on some injury stuff as well. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. It should be up. At least I hope it is. Yeah, there it goes. All right, yeah, we'll start here. We'll roll with the teleconference. I don't think they did two-man front. I think there's a show in Birmingham called Three-Man Front, though, if I'm not mistaken. Red zone stuff. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Expert. Yesterday, while we were talking with Tony, head coach Kalen DeBoer did do his weekly teleconference. Now, we don't have an opponent this week, but he obviously had plenty of time to reflect on where they stand as a team and what they've got going moving forward. Plus, I know he did have some updates on some of the injured guys, which to my understanding were pretty positive. So let's start there. Let's go ahead and hear from Kalen DeBoer yesterday as he did his weekly teleconference with the SEC.
On the call today, the Crimson Tide are open this week prior to hosting LSU next Saturday, November 8th. To ask a question for Coach, please use the raise hand function. And while we wait on those questions, Coach, if you could take a moment to comment on your team as you go through this open date.
Yeah, you bet. Proud of the guys, just the way we found a way to win on Saturday, and much needed bye week for us right now. Guys are utilizing it the right way and looking forward to being fresh, having a week this week and going to next week's prep for LSU.
First, we have Charlie Potter of Bama Online.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Just wanted to see if you had an update on guys like Isaiah Horton and Latsir Brooks and maybe the early outlook for them for next week.
Yeah, I expect those guys to be ready to go for LSU. So Lottie was especially rolling out there today and making good progress. And Isaiah just got digged up in the first half there of the game. And, he's making good progress too, but I'd expect the both of them to be ready for LSU.
Next is Joe Gaither of Bama Central.
Hey, Coach, good morning. I'd like to get your assessment on the running game of the last couple of weeks, especially as it pertains to the interior of the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the whole group. It's not just one person or one part of it. It's the whole group. It's a different piece. Not being consistent and doing what they got to do. every single play. There's good reps, and then there's ones where we struggle. We got to be better. I think it's just also being in sync with our running backs and them, giving us something too, on the back end, and whether that's falling ahead of yards or breaking tackles. I think it's a full group effort. A lot goes on the offensive line, obviously, but we just got to keep working, keep getting better.
Next is Colin Gay of the Tuscaloosa News.
Hey, Kalen, just kind of along the same lines as Charlie's question, but do you have an update on Quay Rousseau, his status moving forward? Is he progressing, or where's he at?
Yeah, he's doing really good on a timeline that we had hoped, or maybe even a little bit of ahead, but don't know exactly what that's going to be. We're not quite there yet, but he's making great progress, and you can see just even in his face, he's feeling good about the direction it's going, and can't wait to get back out there.
And obviously, you said that Jamarian Latham is going to miss the rest of the year, but I'm curious about the impact that you've seen him make being around the program, especially after an injury like the one he suffered.
With Jamarian Latham?
Yeah, Jamarian, yes.
Yeah, no, he's out there today cheering the guys on, and just like those guys, we talk about that are on the field that bring great energy. There's so much respect for Jamarian, and you see that and how important it is for us to be successful. So yeah, he's out there cheering us on and helping other guys out, looking at the calls, and he's engaged, even understanding his circumstances.
Thanks.
Yep.
Next is Kennington Smith of the Associated Press.
Morning, Coach DeBoer. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. You too.
This isn't your first year with Ryan Grubb, obviously, but this is his first year at Alabama. You also have a first-year starting quarterback in Ty Simpson. How have you seen those two build a relationship with each other, and how have each of them positively impacted the offense this year?
Yeah, there's a relationship that exists, where you just enjoy hanging out, and I think that continues to grow, and what adds to it is the experiences that they've gone through. The moments that they've fought together and been on the same page and come through and had success. It's just a great room that we have there with the quarterbacks, and it involves those two. It involves Nick Sheridan, who does an amazing job, along with the other two guys who are so supportive with Austin and Keelan. And so, yeah, their relationship and just the way they communicate, it becomes more and more efficient. There's reps that they can refer to now because of their experiences together, where Coach Grubb can say something and Ty can quickly understand, what the meaning is and what the expectation is, and how we should execute when that moment comes up the next time.
Next, we have Joseph Goodman of AL.com.
Kalen, have a fun off-week Halloween-related question for you. Are you familiar with the movie Friday the 13th?
I'm familiar with it. I suppose, Jason, you said name.
No werewolf questions, but I wanted to ask progression-wise in the program of finding a way to win in the cleanup from South Carolina, because I would argue that game may have been an L last year instead of a win. Where do you think progression-wise your program is right now, Coach?
Yeah, I agree with you that, you never know. Guys make plays, but I think the thing you saw on the sideline was still a belief and a fight, and everyone, having some energy, which is going to lead to giving you a chance to win. And so we just needed better execution at times. And, unfortunately, it took us a while to get there in certain phases of the game. And we made enough plays, though, to keep it at arm's length and, make the drive at the end there to tie it. And the 2-point conversion is ready. Some of it is, too, I think about the plays at the end. whether it's the first touchdown, the second touchdown, or everything that led up to it. There's just concepts and things that we executed on both sides of the ball that we've just had so many repetitions of, whether it's been something we've shown on film and actually done. That might not be the case, but we've had enough repetitions in practice to where there's a confidence when we lined up, for example, to run the 2-point conversion. Our guys didn't flinch. There was no one that had to think about, okay, what's my job on this play? We've never run this. Like, they've repped it so many times that they just went out there and executed. And it's something no one has seen here, at least recently, to prep for. So, this banked reps leads to confidence, which leads to execution, especially in the critical times. But we just kept applying pressure. We understand that's what we got to do. But yeah, you might be right. I think, I compared a little bit with someone else. Someone brought up the Vanderbilt game a year ago where we had a drive going down the field and we ended up turning it over, but that drive could have been a chance to win the game. And, that was similar to this last week where we would have had a chance. And, we got an unfortunate bounce off of one of our players on the punt return. And, that set the opponent up, and South Carolina scored a touchdown, but we didn't flinch. We came back and kept playing ball.
There is a belief, and this is why I want to get your thoughts on it, that Ty was just off just a bit. How would you characterize how Ty played as a whole in that game Saturday, Coach?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that you can look at just one thing. I mean, his completion percentage. I mean, he's an accurate passer and really accurate, and his standard's extremely high relative to others. And so, that alone right there is an indication that, for one reason or another, we weren't hitting, as clean and as efficient as we like to, and of course that always falls on the quarterback, it always does. But, there's other ways we could have helped him. You can protect a little bit better. You can run a route a little bit better, and you can catch the ball a couple more times on those balls that were catching contact. So, it's a full unit, and it does fall on Ty. But he, again, made plays down the stretch, and he battled. And if there was anyone that believed, it was him. And that, was certainly something our team felt. And that's why they kept playing until the very end.
Coach, we'll finish you up with Katie Wyndham of Bama Central.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Kaylin, with LSU making changes on their coaching staff, just kind of how has that had to change y'all's preparation over these next 2 weeks with facing LSU?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just the one side of the ball, with the offensive coordinator position on their end. And so, just understand you might get some different looks, some different tendencies, things like that. So, those players are out there, and we understand how talented they are. They got a lot of juice, a lot of speed, a lot of playmakers. So, we gotta be at our best. And seeing teams that come together, or seeing teams that fall apart, we can't worry about that because we don't control that piece. We can just control who we are, and we got to continue to get better on our end.
Thank you.
Yep.
So there you have it. That was head coach Kalen DeBoer yesterday doing his weekly teleconference call, right? And so we just heard that. Now we got to hit a timeout to catch back up on our breaks. When we come back, we'll discuss a couple things that he mentioned there. I definitely want to hit on some of the injury updates. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about a number of those guys, so we got some of those, and we'll discuss it and more right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property's appeal? Hey, I'm Christian Miller, and at Asphalt Restoration. Make sure you guys check them out if you do have any cracks or potholes, man. Great people, by the way. Great people. All right. We got a question up here. Put it up there because I wanted to hit on it real quick. I didn't want to forget about it. Christian, why do you feel like Kevin Riley's touches have fallen? I think it's an easy answer, and there's nothing really against him. All right. And I don't mean like easy answer, like that was a bad question. Just saying, like, I don't think it's like some real, complex situation there. I think it's just a matter of you've got Jam who's back healthy now, right? We know he was out initially. Kevin Riley just happened to be the guy to take advantage of the opportunity when there was that opening, and he was doing a really good job. And I think he still will do a good job when he gets opportunities. But we also saw Daniel Hill slowly start being more and more involved. And if I'm just being honest with you guys, I mean, this staff was high on Daniel Hill going all the way back to the spring, to the point where they thought he was actually going to beat Jam out for the starting spot. So naturally, it makes sense that he's, finally starting to get more opportunities. He really just been banged up. He hadn't been like fully healthy in quite some time, and I think now you're finally seeing a much healthier version of him, which is resulting in him getting a lot more opportunities. And naturally, there's only so many carries that can go around. You already got Jam, getting double-digit carries. Now you got Daniel Hill getting some. I mean, they got to be taken away from somebody, right? And I think that unfortunately, it's Kevin Riley, but nothing. There's nothing discouraging on his end. You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be discouraged by anything. I think it's just you got a senior starter that's back fully healthy right now in Jam, and you see Daniel Hill, who is just a bigger body guy who also catches the ball in the backfield, gives them something a little bit different. He's getting more opportunities, so naturally somebody's going to have to take a hit in their carry. So that's all that is. But Kevin Riley, man, I'm excited about him. He's a great player, really good player, and he's still young too. So I mean, his future is bright. Carries might be down a little bit right now, but there's nothing to worry about on his end. He'll definitely he'll get his fair share for sure. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, and that's a good question. I just know a lot of people forgot about Daniel Hill and how high they were on him because we didn't see him much. And that's natural. I mean, you just don't see him out there. It's easy just to assume, like, oh, man, it wasn't probably that. But no, these coaches really were. I mean, like, even when I was up there, everybody, I mean, they were raving about him in the spring and in fall. Because, I mean, the dude's like 245, but he plays like so much lighter than that. And in the hands that he has, I mean, he's definitely a weapon, man. I know they really like him. Alex Adkins was an OC for FSU, DJU. Ran a lot of quarterback runs. Could lead me to believe that Van Buren will start against us, given that Nuss is banged up pretty rough. We'll have to see, man. We'll definitely have to see. I mean, that game is definitely one you don't want to overlook. I mean, they've still got plenty of weapons. I mean, they're a decent team. I mean, I know they've got a lot going on right now, but that would be interesting. I have to do more research on Van Buren. I'll be honest with you. But I'm just glad. I mean, this stretch. I mean, we got 3 straight home games. I mean, that's just solid. Speaking of that, maybe we'll bring up this question about the remaining games on the schedule. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Kind of what you think about how we'll fare in these games. You think AK Deer sees a major role next year? I definitely see a larger role. I mean, it just depends on how everything plays out. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Top 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support experts. All right, so we just heard from head coach Kalen DeBoer, right? We were listening to him give us some updates on the injury report. Those guys have been banged up. I think most notably, he mentioned Quay Russaw. Will be interesting to see if we can get him back. The good news is, I mean, a lot of guys have been stepping up. First and foremost, Jan Pierre has been excellent. Everything you've needed him to be since Quay has gone down. So that's been great. But then even seeing guys like, Justin Hill stepping up and, he's a young player, but they rely on him to go in there, play on early downs, right? I mean, he's doing a nice job. Matter of fact, speaking of him, I quote tweeted this clip. Hell, we can talk about this real quick. Let me throw this on here. But basically, and I know some of you guys are probably confused on kind of what I was getting at with this tweet. I don't think you shouldn't have been, but there's one guy that clearly didn't read the tweet right. But I'll explain this for our radio listeners what's happened. So basically, speaking of Justin Hill, which I love the dude, man. He's a great kid, by the way. So you got the situation in the game against South Carolina, and we're in our basically it's a 3-4 defense. It's just it's a little bit different than what I'm used to because you got the other outside backer, like, kind of in that mugged area in that B gap position. But long story short, Justin Hill is in this apex position, right? So he's keying the tight end here. And basically the original tweet was, pointing out like how he did such a great job setting this edge right here. And I kind of quoted it and I just responded basically saying, I get that it like off just like the initial view, it feels like, oh man, he did a hell of a job going and setting this edge because he ends up blowing the tight end back like 5 yards, right? And I love everything about the physicality, the mindset to just go blow somebody up. I mean, I'm never going to coach against that. However, I took it a step further because what the coaches would be saying in this instance is, while that's a great, again, mindset and great play from a physicality standpoint, take a look at this if you're on the YouTube stream. This is what I was trying to explain. We actually end up taking ourselves out of the play, and you inevitably almost basically kind of go back to giving up the edge because what happens is you blow this guy up so much. Look at like the path of the back. Yes, he does have to cut up slightly, but realistically, you basically open it back up, and hopefully you guys understand what I was getting at. You see what I'm saying here? If you guys are watching on the YouTube stream, the progression would be in the coaching point. This is all I was saying. I wasn't trying to tell Chase that what he was saying was wrong, but from a outside backer perspective, which again I've played my whole life, sometimes you can kind of overdo something, and this would be an example of that. Because I know this because I literally have done this before. Like I did this one time in the game, and this was the exact coaching point that I got because I was just like, man, I'm amped up. I'm just gonna go bully this tight end. I bullied him so bad, I blew him back just like this. That theoretically, there's actually no edge again. And I know we end up making the play. I'll let it run real quick. We end up making the play, and it looks like, oh, well, he set the edge, and that's why he made his play. Yonze was going to be on that path anyways. Yonze was, running down the line, and he's a great athlete. But what I'm getting at is just a little coaching point for a guy, like a younger guy, just a good opportunity for him to learn. Like, while we love the physicality and you're blowing him up, you can see it better here. Our attention is so much on this guy and blowing him up. And look at the back. I mean, he has a little cut, but that's still, look at, like, that's the edge. You know what I mean? Like, it's still there. We just make a good play. So what I would like is just don't blow him up so much. You blow him up initially, get that knockback. And then the next step would be you go and cross it off of that. I know some people might be like, oh, but why isn't he trying to play the outside on that leverage? Well, sometimes you can set the edge vertically like that, and it actually works out the same, which is what he initially was doing. He just took it a little bit too far. Because there's going to be times like you don't actually set up like the perfect edge. Like if you go back and watch, there's a clip with Yonze, and I'll try to pull it up, where he sets edge outside arm free. He gets off the block, he makes a tackle, and his tackle philosophy is perfect. It's like teach tape. But it's not always going to be perfect like that, especially when you get these wide arc blocks like these tight ends do. Sometimes you got to play it vertical like that. But anyway, just saying his name made me think about that and that tweet that I put. But nonetheless, that said, we can work with this, man. Seeing a young guy, a true freshman out there bullying guys, and I think that as an older guy, Chase said, I think he was like a redshirt senior or something like that. I mean, we can work off that. That's nothing but a quick little technique thing we can discuss. But just little things like that, man. You clean these little things up, and I'm telling you, it leads to so much more, I guess, success and limiting stuff. If you get what I'm saying. That being said, we got to hit another timeout. We come back, we keep on rolling. We got plenty of questions, and there's one question I do want to ask you guys, and it's regarding the remainder of the schedule and y'all's opinion on it. How do you see it going for Alabama? We'll do that when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. Oh, by the way, Chase, I was referencing, I think it was Chase Goodbread that made that tweet. Not my bad. I didn't mean to make it sound like I was talking about you. Which I know that guy probably is like, bro, why is this guy always responding like as if I'm doing something wrong? I promise I'm not, man. It's just, I feel like I just got to help kind of clear some things up because it's not always exactly right. But do you guys in the chat, you guys see what I'm saying here? You see what I mean by too much depth? Like theoretically, almost like you're taking yourself out, and it's almost as if there is no edge set. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Because there was one guy that responded that literally did not read anything that I tweeted and was like, that's what we call setting an edge, swarm defense. I'm like, bro, did you read anything that I just took the time to tweet? Probably not. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that nowadays, man. They just talk. They don't like to read or listen, man. Yeah, in terms of that back situation, I mean, it's gonna be another good competition. Daniel Hill will be back, Kevin will be back. So obviously you envision those guys getting the bro, I say the word obviously way too much. Way too much. I gotta stop. You envision those guys getting the probably like the initial reps. You know what I mean? In terms of like, in terms of the competition, like they're gonna have those first like cracks at it. Um listing nerd facts about Alabama football. What are you talking about, Tia? But we'll see. I think AK Deers, I mean, I think he's gonna be a good player too. Just about who steps up, man. Who steps up? Daniel Hill, to me though, Daniel Hill, the way they talked about him this year, and the fact that he's just different than a lot of the other guys in that room, I think next year he's naturally probably going to be in that RB1 realm, at least to start things off. I mean, the way it works is, I mean, you think about it. The guys with receipts, I mean, the coaches know what they got out of those guys. So it's really on the other young guys to prove like why they should be getting more opportunities than those guys. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, the pecking order is going to look like Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, then AK Deer, and then what's it? Is it EJ? Is that who you mentioned? He's coming next year. Don't wish it on the room, but someone could transfer. Room's going to be 4 or 5 deep. We'll see. I mean, it's 4 or 5 deep right now. We'll see. I mean, naturally, you would think that, Carson, but at the same time, the culture that this team has had over the last couple of years, it kind of shows that, I mean, the mindset around here is a little bit different than some of these other schools, I'd argue. You know, like guys are, whether it's because of all the rotating we do, because maybe just the culture that these coaches have established, guys are a little bit more, I don't know, encouraged to stay rather than just jump in the portal, maybe. Alabama's converted 50% of third down attempts. Crazy, right? Where's that rank? Where's that stack up? Let me see. I got this pulled up. Third down conversion percent. I'm curious where that stacks up. I mean, a lot of the time, though, you also got to look on first and second down, too, to kind of. Wait, where did those stats just go? Why is it not pulling up? That's weird. Oh, that's weird.
.9. It's 53 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's arch support expert. So I know we got some questions and things in the chat. I'm going to get to those here in a second, but I want to throw this at you because I know this has kind of been a talking point. During the bye week, right, we're kind of about 3/4 of the way through the season, 4 games remaining, 3 of those being home games in a row, by the way. And then you travel to Auburn to cap things off on the regular season. That being said, I'm just genuinely curious where everybody stands on how you feel like we finish out, right? We've gone 7-1 at this point. We've been, completely perfect in terms of wins since the week 1 loss to Florida State. Do you guys see that changing? Right? I mean, just think about who we face as far. And then I want to be clear. I mean, anything can happen on any Saturday. We know that. But you guys heard me say this. In my opinion, I thought our biggest challenges technically are in the review mirror. Now, that I mean we're just automatically going to win the next 4 games, but that's kind of what I was thinking. Last few weeks, and even still, when I look at, I mean, it hadn't that hadn't changed much since then. Since I made those comments, LSU fired their head coach. They looked okay in that first half against A&M, but then second half was a complete disaster. Got abused in the second half. Oklahoma, just to me, they still post Mateer injury just aren't really as much as a threat as I initially thought. Defense is still really good. I just don't think offensively they're clicking like they probably were or should be. And then the last real test, right? Auburn on the road. I mean, we know what Auburn is right now. I mean, they got a quarterback issue. They benched their quarterback. However, we know it's tough to go on the road and play Auburn. That being said, I'm just curious kind of what you guys are feeling regarding the rest of the schedule. I see Ricky's in here saying LSU and Auburn are trap games, especially Auburn. I would say Auburn for sure. It could be something in like a trap game, knowing it's Auburn, playing on the road at Auburn and what all that entails. I mean, I'm with you on that, especially if you go into it the wrong mindset. I mean, because those dudes, I don't care what the record is or what anything is. Those dudes you're going to get their best shot 1,000%. 1,000%. And then it's just they got the weird vibes there. I mean, we all know how that goes. LSU, do we call it a trap game? I mean, if you think about it, I know they've got a fired head coach situation right there. But if you look at their record right now, I mean, is it really a trap game? I mean, their only losses come to like top 10 teams, I'm pretty sure. They've lost to number 3 Texas A&M. They've lost to Vanderbilt, who's currently at like number 9, and they've lost to Ole Miss, who's currently where's the number 7 Ole Miss, number 9 Vanderbilt, and number 3 Texas A&M. Those are their 3 losses. So I don't know if I would call LSU a trap game. Tia says, "What's the definition of a trap game?" I mean, on broad terms, what a game that you're expected to win, a game against a team that, on paper, onto whatever is, an inferior opponent, that you end up getting trapped, right? It's like you expect you're just going to go out there and beat this team probably pretty easily, and then it ends up being an upset. I mean, I don't know, Chase. I mean, is that a pretty good definition of a trap game to you? I mean, what do you think?
I would say so. I think of an example this season, Penn State and UCLA. That was a trap game for Penn State. No one expected them to win. It was, UCLA was literally on their deathbed trying to figure out their season, and look what happened. Kind of was moving forward. So I would say LSU could be a trap game because the identity has changed. So much turmoil is going on. Alabama doesn't know what LSU is going to look like because Brian Kelly's not there. So it's just so much variables that are questionable right now. But yeah, I feel like that could possibly be a trap game. I know Auburn definitely is for sure. Like every year for them is.
Yeah. That's fair. I get. To me, I almost feel like we're broadening the I guess the stipulations for trap games a little much. Only for me, because I'm like, I used to feel like you said, like, granted, I don't know if UCLA was, I know hindsight is definitely a trap game. I don't know before. I guess maybe. But normally it's like, to me, it's something like all right, like Vanderbilt was definition, I guess, of a trap game last year. Because going into it, a lot of people are just like, oh, it's Vanderbilt. But then if you really dive deep and you're like, all right, them up to this point, I mean, they've been playing some good ball. They got a new quarterback. They brought a new coaching staff. To me, like, it has to have those elements. It has to have elements of you should go out there and win this game. But then there's like some, not necessarily, and they might not even be hidden, but some small little details that if you really just pay attention to it, they're worth noting and you probably should pay attention to, but they're often overlooked, right? Yeah, like Chief said, a game you overlook. I would take it a step further and say, like, if there's elements there that you're probably overlooking that you shouldn't, but you do anyway, could definitely set it up to be a trap game. FSU, that's a good example, like Ricky said. You know, you look at their schedule the record from last year, how they had, a 2-10 season. But you look, you take a look under the hood, right? You take it to AutoZone, you pop the hood and you see, all right, they got all new coordinators. I mean, revamped the whole roster. We know Gus Malzahn and the type of offense he runs, how that's issues. It always causes issues, right? Yeah, like warning signs. Like you overlook somebody even though there's some slight warning signs there. I guess LSU could be that now just because of the head coach thing, but really, I mean, you're talking about a team they got a lot of talent. They've only lost the 3 games they've lost. Literally, all were to top 10 teams, so maybe that's like a minor trap game in a sense. But to me, I'm like, man, they're still a really good team. Auburn for sure, though. Auburn for sure, definitely would call it. But anyway, while we take this top of the hour break, I want you guys to think on that. What do you think? Happens over the next 4 games. What do you think our record will be? Think Bama wins out, ends up being an 11-1 football team going into a potential SEC championship game playoff berth? Think we lose one? I'm curious what your guys' thoughts. We'll talk about it when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. Jake thinks we went out. I mean, let's see. You got LSU first. What's the order? You got LSU, Oklahoma. Then is it Eastern Illinois? Is that who the team is? I feel so bad. I don't even know. I was calling them Georgia State, Georgia Southern. Just I saw a blue logo and I just assumed Eastern Illinois. We got LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, Auburn. I mean, let's just break it down week by week, man. LSU, or let's just do it. Who do we think is going to be the toughest opponent or toughest game out of that? Let's start there. Let's see that. Let's start there. Then we go, I guess, week by week too. Let me put this on the screen. These are the last 4 games. I don't know, man. That's interesting. I'm trying to Eastern Illinois. My crimson colored glasses say 4-0. I'm just trying to think, even from like a matchup standpoint. I mean, LSU kind of changing the whole offensive, coaching situation. I mean, I'm just kind of curious there, knowing they've got good players. I tell you what, man. I mean, Oklahoma's defense. I feel like Oklahoma to me is still probably the biggest challenge there. I mean, because Materia is capable. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think the way he's played the last few games versus the start of the season. I mean, I just feel like there's a little bit of a drop. A lot of you guys think Auburn's the toughest one just because it's on the road at Jordan-Hare. I mean, that's fair. I would say Oklahoma if I had to pick one being the toughest challenge from like a team personnel standpoint. Just because I'm like, man, that front of Oklahoma, they got some dudes, man. They got some dudes that are disruptive. And we've seen that a team like Missouri, a team like South Carolina, man, when they can be disruptive on defense, I mean, it causes all types of issues for us. Granted, we were on the road in those games, so I mean, naturally, you already are kind of fighting an uphill climb there. I think it'll be different being at home. But I've always said I'm curious to what it looks like when we play a team that'll punch you in the mouth defensively, like those teams I mentioned, but then have the offense to complement it. I wouldn't run home about Oklahoma's offense. Matter of fact, I think their running game, I mean, again, they're throwing the ball pretty good with Materia earlier on, but their running game, I don't think their running game has been great. But I would argue that their offense is definitely much more capable than the likes of Missouri and South Carolina. Missouri and South Carolina. However, Missouri with their running game made me think that they would have been, especially with us looking a little vulnerable with that, made me think that would have been a little bit more of a challenge than it was, but I feel like they got out of their element. And welcome back in hour number 2 right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. All right, you guys see, we got the schedule pulled up. The remainder of it, 4 games left, man. I feel like the season was like flying by, then it slowed down, and then I feel like it's like picking back up. Kind of crazy to think about. Good news is, I mean, 3 straight home games. It's going to be nice, man. Really nice. Not only for our guys, I mean, that's always great, but for the fans, I mean, that's fun. I'm looking at it right now, Chase. And again, the question is, how do you guys think we finish out the regular season, right? Again, 4 games remaining in the regular season. We kick things off as when we return from the bye week against LSU, a team that they're littered with talent. I mean, they got good players, a team that was picked to do a lot of big stuff going into the season. The quarterback that a lot of people thought was one of the best in the SEC. They haven't been that this year. He's been banged up, riddled with injuries. Hasn't looked, like the player people thought he would be this season. LSU obviously is struggling. I wouldn't say they're struggling to a point where it's like, at least in my opinion, I didn't think they were struggling to a point where they're just going to fire their coach like that. Again, we just talked about, I mean, their 3 losses were to all came to top 10 teams, but I mean, that's where we're at in college football at this point. Now, 2 of those losses were back-to-back. They lost to Vanderbilt on the road, and that's when you kind of started hearing the rumblings amongst the fans and I guess that whole area. And then after basically, peeing down their legs the second half against Texas A&M, dropping that one 49-25, they cut the cord, which so interesting. I was seeing videos, like I said, they got politicians talking about they're not going to let the AD choose the next coach. They're going to let all the they got a little bit of a mess over there. But I mean, they started the year. I mean, they got the win over Clemson. Clemson obviously ended up not really doing much. I guess they didn't really have anything to brag about either. I mean, they 20-10 win over Florida, then 20-10 win over South Carolina. And then we saw that. I mean, played Ole Miss was close. I mean, 24-19 final score there. And lost to Vanderbilt by 1 score. What I'm getting at is, I mean, it's kind of similar to South Carolina. Like, you look at the record, it says one thing, but you look at it, they fired their coach, it says another thing. But really, I mean, it's still a good football team. I just think if I had to pick one of these teams to be the biggest challenge left at this point, I would probably say Oklahoma because of that defense. That defense and an offense that's capable. That, to me, probably is something. I do kind of, the whole on the road at Auburn thing definitely kind of has me thinking a little bit, but I don't know. Chase, what do you think? Out of those 4 games, who's the biggest challenge we got left for you?
It would have to be Oklahoma. I understand that Matsir hasn't played to his abilities because of injuries, right? But Oklahoma is a very dangerous team because they're on the back end of their schedule. They're not performing the way they need to perform, and they're looking at Alabama like lunch meat. They wanna play spoiler when Alabama wants to finish their season off high and tied, quote unquote. But yeah, I feel like Venable, he pulled one off last year, and he understands what that feels like, and he has the players and the structure to do it. That's why I feel like Oklahoma, out of LSU, who is a dumpster fire, Eastern Illinois, no disrespect, Auburn, they're on the cleft of trying to figure out their coaching position with Hugh Freeze. So I feel like Oklahoma is probably the most the offensive and defensive side of the ball for Alabama.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they definitely probably present the most challenges on both sides as well. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though. Auburn, man, I mean, it's just, we all know, it's just the whole mystique of going and playing at Jordan-Hare and those dudes, I'm telling you, man, like every time I played them, even when they were trash, like it's like these dudes get like a power up when they play us. It's like, why don't y'all play everybody like that? Like, why don't, like, you probably would be a better team if you would do that instead of like only like they put everything into us. Because what happens typically is they have these high hopes and we always play them late. So by the time that we play them, they've already kind of all their goals are kind of out the window. So the only thing they've got left is like, all right, to beat Alabama. I mean, it makes sense. And we're right. I mean, I get it. But I'm just like, man, if y'all had that energy throughout the whole year, man, you probably would win more games, respectfully. You had a bye last year, which is plenty of time to game plan for Bama. Do they have a bye before we play them this year? Let's see. They play Tennessee on the 1st, and then why is there no date for the game? Let me click on Alabama. Sorry, I was looking at Oklahoma's schedule. I did watch them play Ole Miss, and they definitely, I mean, they looked solid in that game. I mean, for sure. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Oklahoma's definitely the biggest challenge left. That being said, if I had to guess, I hate the guessing game. You guys know how that is. And I hate guessing like where we're going to go. Because it could go any way, man. Like, would it shock me if we dropped one? No, it wouldn't, man. I mean, we're in the SEC and we still got a little bit of a. I wouldn't call this a gauntlet, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. Nice buffer though with Eastern Illinois right there. I don't know though, man. It's just and the reason listen, if we had the fact that we've got two, I'm just going to count the 3 games. I'm going to ignore Eastern Illinois. The fact that 2 of those 3 SEC games remaining are at home, and the ones LSU and Oklahoma specifically, it makes me feel a lot more confident, right? If we were going on the road to either one of those places, even given these situations, like with circumstance with LSU, it would be a little bit different. But the fact that we got those at home, man, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about the stealing signs thing. That's not from that one clip, is it? That one I saw that clip of that dude. He read that screen. Or are people just saying that? I don't know. I don't know, Chase. Wait, did you guess? Did you give us a record on yours or no? If you didn't, I'm not doing. I don't want to do it, man. I can't remember if you did or not. Did you tell us if you think we'll lose one or no?
Yeah, I had said that possibly Oklahoma could be the team. I don't think it's possible, but if I had to guess, if you were like, you got to guess, or it is what it is, then I would say Oklahoma, because LSU, again, they've kind of a lot of variables that you saw how their governor was. That is in itself is crazy. Eastern Illinois, it's always kind of a prep game for us to get prepared for Auburn, how crazy it can get down in Jordan here. But yeah, I feel like Oklahoma has the best chance to do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not giving a prediction on it, what will go. I'm just letting it play out. I hate doing that because I know how people try to go track these receipts and say, "Oh, well, you said, man, no, if I ain't got to, I ain't doing it." So I'll give you that. Though. I do think Oklahoma is the biggest challenge remaining. Wait, so Lane said that that Oklahoma was stealing signs. That's where that came from. I mean, here's the thing. What do you mean by, or at what length are we talking about stealing signs? That would be the biggest, I guess, question for me, because I would be lying if I said us on defense never tried to look over and see what signals are coming into this offense. Again, it is different nowadays too because they've got the helmet comms. But before, I mean, like, why wouldn't you do that? That's not illegal, right? Me and my dad have talked about that on the show before. Like, everybody does that. It's no different to like when we used to, like, as a front, right? I used to listen to everything that the center and the quarterback were saying pre-snap. Why wouldn't I? I mean, guys, you're trying to get every advantage you can get. So if I'm like listening to these calls and checks that they're making and I'm putting 2 and 2 together, hell yeah, we call that birds and rabbits, right? Like, we literally, when we used to do our Friday meetings, we'd have somebody in charge of like a birds and rabbits report. Now, it wasn't so much on that because we're watching tape. I mean, it's only so much you can do, but on tape, we would point out tendencies, right? Stances of guards. If we notice, hey man, the right guard, 9 times out of 10, when he's really light on his front hand and he's in more of a squat position, 9 times out of 10, it shows that they're running the football. Like, we always are looking for that kind of stuff, like that type of information, right? That only makes you better. If the tackle, right? A lot of times, and I forgot what team it was, but like there was one team we played, literally it was like damn near 100%. When the tackle was in a true 2-point, right? It was pass. When he put his finger in the dirt, they literally ran the ball like every time. So stuff like that, tendencies, which I say all that to say, if Oklahoma was doing it in that fashion, man, that's football, brother. Lane's got to get over that. I mean, to me, that's playing smart ball. I think it's more of a nod. Honestly, I just think Venables is a hell of a defensive coach, man. I mean, I knew that when we were playing against him at Clemson, and hell, there's a reason he's known for great defense. I mean, he does a hell of a job, man. And I'm telling you, that's also one of the reasons why if we did drop one, I would see it come into probably Oklahoma, because I could just see their defense being such a force, and with them having an offense that's capable to making it really come down to like critical moments, really close games. And I'll be honest, we've had those moments, and yes, I'm proud of how we responded, but I'm just going to keep it honest with you guys. We're probably due at some point to have some of those critical moments, had the ball not fall our way, because I feel like the ball has fell our way like dang near probably 80% of the time this year in these critical moments, like situations that are kind of like a toss-up. We've been on, like, whether you want to call it luck or just like perfect execution. Hopefully it's more on the execution side of things, but I'm not gonna lie, there's been a lot of situations where I'm like, damn, we really ball has been falling on our side of the court a lot. If it comes down to that in Oklahoma game, you never know. It might not that game, and maybe you don't finish the way you want. So who knows? We'll talk more about it, but first we got to hit a timeout. We come back, we go to the phone lines. We got Smitty, we've got Anon, and we'll keep on rolling from there right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Right back.
Get your life back.
What happened when OU faced a real offense? Like who? Ole Miss? They played them last game. Shoot, they lost 34-26. I mean, it was close. I mean, I would call Ole Miss a real offense for sure. My stats thing's not. There's literally, I don't know what is up with this stat thing, but let's see where Ole Miss ranks in scoring offense nationally. I do know defensively, Oklahoma is. Speaking of them, by the way, I'm seeing this now. They're sixth. They're only giving up 12.5 points per game. Let me go to scoring offense. I'm looking for Ole Miss, but I want to also see Oklahoma. Wait, is Ole Miss not even up there? That's shocking. I don't even see Ole Miss in the top 50. That's interesting. I feel like they've been producing offensively. I don't know what is up with this site, man. I mean, I swear, all the tech that we've been using lately has just been trash. Yeah, no, definitely not sleeping on the OU defense. Absolutely not, man. No, I've been high on them all season long, man. They're a damn good unit. Really good front seven. We need to hit this too at some point. I forgot to bring this up.
Everything like that. But I have my perspective on the Coach Saban thing and how he retired and everything like that. But people don't know, like, that was the first meeting the freshmen had. Like, tell us the story of, like, how that happened for you.
And once we got back, like, it was like season's over. This is like the, meeting that's going to start like the next season, I guess, right? Or kind of reset. And then he just came in and, I was shocked, and I feel like the other players were shocked too. So we were pretty shocked about it. And, when he had retired, I just felt like it was pretty wild. We had like one day class before. It was our first day of classes, like on Tuesday, and then meeting was Wednesday.
Look, I'm telling you, some of the freshmen xparents were still like on campus, or they were still like just about to leave, like just had moved in. Yeah. And then he came in there and said that. And I was sitting next to Xavier Brown and this other DB, and he was like, "Is he serious?" I was like, "He's not joking. He's not joking." I have my perspective.
That is kind of crazy. He said the parents were still moving folks in. Hey, man, but you got to respect Coach, man. Look, he said if he ever felt he couldn't do it, man, he wasn't going to run anybody down, which, I mean, I don't think he was running us down, but, I respect, his opinion if he felt that he wasn't able to do it. I mean, he's not. Listen, they both are former Alabama guys. It's relaxed here. They're just talking about what happened when that situation unfolded. Nah, he don't want to come back. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store. America's arch support experts. Don't forget, head on over to R&R Cigars right now. I know Tennessee week is over, but they've still got plenty of cigars for all our active cigar smokers, or if you're looking for a gift, whatever the case may be. Christmas is coming up. Make sure you guys check them out. rnrcigars.com, code Miller's Edge, get you that 20% discount. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. And if you're in town, you got to go check out the mansion, 2703 Gary Fitz Street, right there, downtown Tuscaloosa. They've got the environment for you, the wraparound porch. And I know it's getting cold, but they've got heaters. They've got TVs outside, plus inside. You can kick back, relax. It's a great place just to hang out and watch football. If you're ever looking for places to watch the game and go fellowship, man, that is a spot to do it. Again, that is R&R Cigars, the official cigar provider of Alabama football since 2014. All right, let's go to the phone lines, 205-342-9904. We got Smitty up first. Smitty, welcome in.
Man, how's it going, Christian?
Man, I can't complain. What's up, Smitty?
Man, still be like 80-something, 90 degrees here in sunny Phoenix. No complaints.
So you trying to rub it in our face, bro? You rubbing it in our face? Like, come on, man.
Hey, I'm putting that brisket on the smoker this weekend to rub it in on everybody. But,
Smitty. Come on, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, a couple of things. We saw that Justin Hill play. The thing I thought about was, well, these young guys are hungry. And like you said, because you took the words out of my mouth, the boy is physical. He's tough. We could work with that. If he was soft, there ain't nothing you can do about that,
That's
It's
true.
kind of like you could tell someone to turn it down instead of turning it up. And I think that right there shows, okay, we made a right evaluation. And I think because like DeJohn Lee, he took over to start the spot. So Monty Jackson entered camp in the season as number one guy, but DeJohn Lee's done better, and they showing it. And it seems like he's helping out with the run D as well. And so to me, that's good for recruiting as well. Because, hey, you get an opportunity to show out. And it also may put some veterans on notice where, hey, if you ain't performing, we got these young guys here ready to take your spots here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and that's how it should be. We always talk about this because I remember when people were saying like, oh, well, they're just playing this guy because of this. Or I'm like, no, man, this is college football. This is not, middle school, peewee, or even high school, JV, whatever someone might be used to. This is a business, right? Especially now more than ever. Guys are going to play, the guys that can contribute and help win football games are going to play. There's like their favoritism stuff like, yeah, coaches might have guys that they respect them, right? But like, nah, man, if you can play, you can play. And I think that's what this coaching staff does. I mean, hell, if you're practicing well and you can contribute and you're showing that they can rely on you, you're going to get some opportunities. And I think that does help. We talked about, a lot of guys, choosing to stay and not transfer. I mean, that's got to be part of the reason if you think about it. I mean, look, that kind of keeps a lot of people happy. I know it would if a lot of guys I played with, we didn't really get that luxury. When we were blowing people out, we go in, trash minutes, and we were just excited about that and hungry for that. I can only imagine if we had a rotation of like everybody just getting reps like that. Like, man, these guys got it pretty good.
Yeah, and I actually listened to a Joel Klatt interview where he checked Colin Cowherd. Because he was saying, Lil Norris Sellers, he has juice. I'm not saying Lil Norris is bad. Just follow me here. He said, Ty Simpson has no juice. And I'm like, Joel corrected him rightly. Ty wins from the pocket. And like what happened is a lot of these pundits fall in love with traits, guy. And we know you win from the pocket. And I think that is what's showing what Ty is. Is he Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow? No. But you're winning with him because he knows how to maneuver in the pocket. And that was a great pass rush. The offensive line didn't have it. But he did a good job extending plays, stepping up in the pocket, maneuvering in there. Because I know you played in the league. Ain't too many clean pockets in the NFL. Just be real.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, unless you have a unit like Philly had a couple years, I mean, they're still good. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's tough, man. But I'll say this: look, that's why when we talked about the offensive line, that's why I made those comments. Like, we've got to continue to get that cleaned up, because it's important, right? I mean, South Carolina was good, and we saw the effect that had on the game, right? Now, Ty did seem a little bit off, but still, it doesn't help when you're facing pressure. And we're talking about Oklahoma. You talk about a front, man. I mean, those dudes from outside in, inside out, they've got dudes. It's going to be no different. So we just got to figure out what we can do to help our guys as much as possible. I mean, at some point you do realize, look, man, the personnel is the personnel. I mean, you just got to come to grips with our right tackle spot is going to be a point of weakness. I mean, whether you roll with Wilkin Formby or Michael Carroll, that is what it is. I mean, Michael Carroll's still green. He's young. He's still learning. And Wilkin, I mean, he just struggles in some aspects, and he is what he is, right? I mean, he's really just inconsistent. I mean, because there's times where he shows some promise, even in pass. I mean, to me, I think he's better in the running game than a pass blocker, 1,000%. But even in the pass game, I mean, like, sometimes like I'm like, all right, there we go. Like that's better technique. Then there's others. It's just like, what are we doing? But I think you learn that, hey, that's who we got, and we just got to move on and figure out.
Got to roll with
it. We got to roll with it. What can we do to kind of compensate? And that's using chips, right? Keeping the backs in there and the tight ends, and it is what it is. But it's just frustrating because I'm looking at the guys that we have, and like these guys, we should be able to do so much more. Like there's talent in that offensive line room, man. They're just not putting it all together.
Yeah, because I think with Carroll, his issues just youth, in my opinion, and he'll get better and more run because he's physical. You see it there, but hey, you can work with that. He's young. I think the problem with Wilkin is when it's bad, it looks real bad. I think that's a problem. But like you talked the schedule, right? I think at worst they're 3-1. But with Oklahoma, because I watched a couple of their games, Mateer, before even the injury, John Mateer was the offense. They didn't run the ball well before he got hurt. He didn't run the ball well afterwards. And he likes to run around with the ball. He's kind of a run around guy. And his style is he will throw some passes in there that the defense is ready, they can pick him off. And so he likes to run around, and he's been banged up most of the year already. And I think that's something that with Alabama, as long as they protect against that front, they'll be fine. With LSU, that's going to be new coach syndrome right there where, hey, interim coach, guys go play hard and hair on fire. And with Auburn, I think Kalen DeBoer, that's going to be his welcome to Alabama game playing at Auburn. I think he needs to burn some stage before the game. He holler at Tony Brown, But I just want Bama fans to understand the media going to pick them apart by how they look because no other team has had the stretch they had. And so you're playing so many good teams. You're not going to look as great if you're playing Northwestern one week and UCLA the next. Shout out to Penn State. But, and I want people to understand that the better teams you are, you're not going to blow them away. And understand that, hey, a win is a win. You just want to win these games and make the playoffs and see what happens. Can I say this real quick? Yes, I know Ohio State, I believe, is the best team in the country. I think Indiana is a great team. Mm-hmm. They didn't get battle tested week in, week out because Alabama's been week in, week out. Now those 5 games, 3 of them been on the road, And I think that's what may hurt those teams in playoff time. You ain't been battle tested enough. You ain't played those close games. And that may be something there because you're playing close competition. I'm not knocking them. They're handling business. But I think that is something that people aren't mentioning there, that road Alabama's taken. And it's been a tough stretch for them. And that's all I have because they got other people. But hey, you have a good one. Keep up the great work, my man.
Always, man. I appreciate you, Smitty. Good deal. All right, let's do this, man. Good stuff. We'll talk about it. But first, we got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we got Anon on the phone lines. We'll keep on rolling as well. Right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Pastor Smitty. That's my guy, man. Smitty's a cool dude, man. Shout out to Smitty. Wait, what do y'all got? The core three in here cutting up. Tia, QD, and Ricky, man. I'm gonna call y'all the Three Musketeers, man. Y'all go way back, and y'all like the core three. It was the core four, right? But KJ dropped out. He had to start babysitting or something, man. It was core four. Now it's like the core three. What Ricky say? Oh, y'all talking about NFL stuff. Chris never speak on the clip where it looks like the board was pulling Keelan Russell back. I think I mentioned it briefly. My thoughts are this, man. I do know from the recruiting process, man, you do get to know a lot of people. You build relationships. Like, I'm sure there are some instances where there's no harm in it. Somebody legit might just be saying what's up. I know there's times, like, as a player, I used to go looking for like coaches on the other side that I might have known. Just go holler at them, say what's up. And you don't get to see them, right? But oh, Tia, you're wild. But yeah, I mean, you could tell the board was getting defensive. It definitely felt like a dad, pulling his daughter away from some guy trying to holler at her. That's what it definitely felt like. But I mean, but can you blame him though? Really? I mean, like where we're at. I mean, can you blame him? You don't even. Nowadays, you don't even want guys getting in guys' ears, man. Because especially if a guy's in a vulnerable spot. I mean, you get what I'm saying? I mean, like, oh, you just don't want somebody in his ear, like, oh, we can do this. Did you ever think about this? Even though at the end of the day, whether that coach talked to him or not, bro, if they wanted to get a message out there to Keelan or his family, former coach, whoever representative, they're gonna do that. He knows he got one in Keelan. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you definitely don't want to lose a guy like that. I mean, for sure. I mean, that's like your first, quarterback that you brought in here at your new spot, and we know how talented he is. I mean, they don't want to lose him one bit. But I don't blame Coach DeBoer. So I got this game pulled up here. Planting seeds. Yeah, I did low key look like he was planting something, but we don't know. I mean, it could have just been somebody he knew from a while ago just saying what's up. Who knows? We will never know. Probably should go to the second half. It was real wet, rainy the first half. Just like I was talking about that clip with Justin Hill, kind of getting too far up. Again, it's not me saying like, oh, he didn't do a good job. No, I loved everything about the clip. Just that would be the coaching point, is like the learning point, right? Just to kind of grow off that. Sometimes we don't have to overdo it, right? Let's keep ourselves in there. That said, you watch 97 on here, like this is another point. And you guys gotta remember, like I'm gonna hyper focus on the edge stuff. It's really what I've done like my whole life. Yeah, QD, but like I said, we literally just started it. I don't even acknowledge it anymore. It's just weird, man. Like it's kind of like weird behavior. Like I think came in yesterday and like it was like a normal, just like regular, I guess, salute looking comment. And then today, then I mean, like I don't get like the laughing thing. That's what I'm saying. It literally is just to get attention. That's why we just don't even acknowledge it anymore. Just silly, bro. I'm way above that. I'm too mature to be playing like high school game. That's what's weird, man. But another point, like setting the edge, like as an edge guy like this, same thing. You're taking yourself out pretty much. Like, yes, you technically set the edge just from like a position standpoint, but like the development here is you just running up the field like that. You give yourself no chance to even try to help out, shed, get off the block, make a play. I'm just showing you guys this because it's like coaching points. Like if we were sitting like in a meeting room, like that's what they would be coaching about. And welcome back in to this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, tied 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Back to the phone lines we go, 205-342-9904. We've got Anon up next. Anon, welcome in.
Hey, thanks, man. Happy Thursday to you.
Man, happy Thursday. What's going on, man?
Just trying to get through this bye week, man.
Yeah.
We got some good games on Saturday, so hopefully that carry me into next week when we do it all again. But I just trying to say these games, I've been waiting for Bama to turn that corner, and I don't think they're turning any corner, man. I think it's a straight road ahead. These couple of teams we got coming up, those are all tough games.
Yeah. Anyone out of all of them? Is there anyone out of all of them that you feel like is going to be the toughest, or you just say 1 week at a time they're all going to be tough?
No. It's going to be 1 week at a time. I think each team is unique in its own way. I don't see it, man. The way things have been going, I think it's just one game at a time, and the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, they just got to figure it out each game and just take it one game at a time.
Absolutely. Are you right about that?
I don't see it. Yeah, the easy one I see really is East Carolina, I guess. But all of them, man, it's like I said, there's no turning the corner for me, man. I think it's just each game is going to be the same going into it. I don't see. I mean, yeah, you got the situation with LSU and the head coach. Blaze is still there. Oklahoma, they got mature. He's probably going to get a little healthier. And then, of course, we've got Jordan here, which is always a tall task, no matter what that team's record is.
No, 100%. No, I'm with you on that one. That one's going to be interesting, seeing Coach DeBoer on the road and Jordan Hare for the first time. I'd love to hear him post game, regardless how it goes, just his thoughts on that, because it's definitely there's something different in the air there, 100%. But no, I'm with you, man. You definitely always got to take everything 1 week at a time. Especially, LSU. I saw somebody comment. They asked, "Are we just kind of overlooking? Or is there anything that actually worries us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no. There's definitely things to point out." I pulled up this Oklahoma tape just because, to me, I just look at Oklahoma as probably the most complete and the biggest challenge left out of those 4 games. Even though I agree, we got to show up and take care of business 1 week at a time. You're 100% right.
Oh yeah. It's just, like I said, Oklahoma, the biggest difference maker this year is that we've got LSU and Oklahoma at home. I think that's helpful, very helpful. But I got another thing. What's going on with Deontay Lawson? I don't know, man. I'm watching his games. To me, I don't know what he's doing.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be, at this point, it was going to be somebody like a Dylan Moses type player, but I don't know what he's doing, man. He's not attacking. He's not, I don't know, he's missing tackles. I don't get it, man. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Let me know if I'm missing something.
No. I would say, yeah, I do agree. There's times there's some inconsistencies there, but I know you're looking at a guy that, number one, he's a really smart player. He's instinctual. We know he's got a lot of talent. And if you go back over the last few years, this guy's played a lot of football, but coming off a knee injury, it's always tough. And I've talked to him personally. We've talked about that. Just finding that confidence in yourself again, after overcoming an injury like that, So, I think it's probably a combination of things that probably definitely plays a role. Just really being able to trust that you can go out there and play at that same level before. I mean, you're talking about planting and running and cutting and doing all these things. Sometimes, man, it's like there's a little barrier you gotta overcome. But yeah, I think he's the good news is I think the last few weeks he's looked a lot better, right? I do agree. Earlier on in the season, there were some plays out there that definitely had me scratching my head a little bit. But the last few games, I feel like he's been playing a lot better. And a matter of fact, last game I think he had 4 quarterback hurries. Want to say I could be getting this wrong, but I think he's like second on team in tackles. I mean, he's doing a lot better. But you're not wrong in saying like I think some people have expectations for him that are probably pretty high, given that he's played a lot of football here. I mean, he's a captain and all that stuff, and I understand that. But I think he's coming along. But the good news is collectively, I think that unit has done a lot better. Right, 41 has really been playing some good football. He's come along great. Nikai Hill-Green transfer from Colorado. He's actually done a lot of good stuff the last few weeks. And it makes sense that he's seen his reps go up. And then Justin Jefferson, I think, has also looked solid as well. So I think those guys working together, they all kind of offer something a little bit different. And I think the linebacker play has been much better. And we desperately needed that from where we came from the first couple weeks.
Right. I'm glad you told me that. I didn't figure that the injury, he was still, he may be having issues with that, but he definitely doesn't look at, and sometimes he looks, kind of small for the position he's playing. But I guess
I think if I had to give him one piece of it, I mean, I would just say just be being a little bit more on the attack. I think sometimes when I do watch him, the biggest issues really to me is sometimes it's like being a step late, being a little hesitant, and just kind of just not really just trusting what he's seeing and going and playing, right? And so whether that's from the injury, whether it's just with the system, he's kind of overthinking some stuff, whatever the case may be. I mean, from a talent standpoint, I mean, he can run, he can hit, he can take stuff on. I mean, I've seen him do it. It's just he's got to do it more consistent. But yeah, but he'll be all right. But no, I don't think you're too far off from saying that. My dad's said that for even before the injury, right? I think somebody said in the comments, like, I think we've been so spoiled. I think sometimes we have these expectations where we're comparing every linebacker to come through here now. We expect them to be a CJ Mosley. We expect them to be a Rolando McClain. And I just don't think, not everybody's going to have those skill sets. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty hard to find guys that are complete players like that. So, I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you say he's being hesitant, because he's definitely, he's waiting for these players to come to him and not attacking. He's not running towards the ball. It's almost like an active shooter scenario where you got to go find a shooter, not wait for him to show up.
Now you must be in the. And I ain't trying to put your business. You must have some ties to the police or something. I'm hearing radios. I mean, the examples you give me, those types of situations. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Necessary law enforcement, security forces background, and so I'm just kind of equating that to hey, you see that guy, man, just go get him.
Yeah, that's it. I knew it. Yeah, let me be careful. We had Tony on here. We telling old college stories. Let me be careful what we talk about here on the show now. Now we know we got enforcement. Oh crap! Let me be careful. We got to know
about Bama football, man. It's all about Bama football.
No, that's right. I appreciate it.
Another quick question: what happened to Richard Young?
Man, I mean, he's still in the picture, man. He's look. I think when it comes down to it, it's kind of we talked about earlier. It's about the guys that are practicing the best, that give you the best chance to win football games, and it's all about competition, right? Whether it's college, NFL, whatever. And I mean, and these coaches definitely take that approach. I mean, they've talked about that in the press conferences, and I witness it. Anytime I'm around them, like whoever is playing the best ball, right, and is competing and giving themselves the best opportunities. I mean, they will get those opportunities when it comes game time. And I just think when you look at the running back room, you got a healthy Jam. You got Daniel Hill, who they were really excited about in the offseason and in fall camp. He's now healthy. He was banged up, for a while. Now he's a lot healthier. Kevin Riley kind of came out of the shadows when Jam went down, and he took advantage of the opportunity. So then now you got him in the picture where you probably didn't initially anticipate him being there, but he's gone out and proved that he can do it. He's proved that he can actually contribute on Saturdays. And there's only so many reps, especially at running back. I mean, you try to have a tandem, you might have a third down guy, but outside of that, man, if you're not in the top 3 on the depth chart at running back, I mean, you're probably only going to see the field for special teams. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, it seemed like at some point they were playing musical chairs with these running backs. But they get the job done, man. That's the main thing. I mean, however they do it, I don't care if it's 1 point, 2 points. They got to use 10 running backs. I don't care as long as they keep winning. That's the whole thing for me. And to be honest, I tell you what, this season has been very exciting. I mean, I'm standing up for most of these plays here. It's from the beginning to the end. So it's very exciting. And the best thing is that they end up winning the game. So that's all I care about.
Win is a win, man. That's what we like to say here. Don't matter how you get it. A win is a win. Anon, we appreciate you, man. Stay safe out there.
All right, man. Thank you very much
Yes,
for
sir.
taking my call.
Absolutely, man. Take care. Good deal. All right. We got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we keep on rolling. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. Man, I knew we had some police in here. I mean, as soon as I'm hearing the walkie-talkies in the background, I'm like, oh, man. I'm just being funny. Oh, man, that's funny. I thought we got all type of folks that tune in. I mean, clearly, everybody comes from different walks and backgrounds, careers, all that stuff. But it's always interesting getting to know you guys a little bit more. Gotta be careful. We talk about it here. I gotta not me, more so my dad. My dad, man, he's kind of from that era. He don't understand what cancel culture is. He just anything that comes to his head, and he just spews it out. I'm like, brother, you gotta chill, man. It's live right now. I mean, Chase got the dump button, but on the stream, I ain't got no dump button on the stream, bro. Can't help you there. Let's see. Lawson's and Tia's bias group. I don't play by my group. Listen, and I love D-Law. I mean, that's my guy. But I mean, if people, I mean, they ask me a question, I have to be honest. And if I'm being completely honest, I mean, there are times I feel like, I mean, he needs to be, be more on the attack. He's got to play more aggressive. Trust what he's seeing. Read his keys and go. Because we've seen him do that. I mean, what was it like? Was it Georgia? 2023 or like a couple years ago? I mean, he's flying around. He's making plays. Like part of the reason that expectation is high is because we've seen him play at that level before. But then I think also, I mean, when you think Alabama, you think of linebacker play. You're talking about the Rubens, the C.J. Mosley's, Rolandos, and it's just not fair to put those expectations on these guys. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about dudes that are like special players, I mean, that'd be like comparing every DB to Minka, comparing every, edge guy to Will Anderson the year he had when he went off for whatever the crazy number was, Without a doubt, he is playing better, though. I mean, watching the tape, he looks like he's a lot more comfortable and confident out there. But I just think at the end of the day, though, the good news is, I mean, collectively, 41. I mean, watching that South Carolina game, 41 he had a couple missed tackles, but just seeing his pursuit, his ability to read and react. I mean, he's a physical player. He's faster than I thought he was. I think that's the most impressive thing to me about 41, Hill Green. Initially, I'm like, all right, they bring him in here more of a base down backer, which he still kind of is. But I was thinking, more of a thumper, physical guy that you can put in there early downs for sure. I thought he would be more of a liability in terms of, playing in space and doing some of that stuff. But boy, I mean, he's been a lot lot more athletic and a lot better in space and open field situations than I anticipated. And Justin Jefferson's been good too. There's a couple times where I feel like he kind of gets lost in there. Kind of, I don't know if it's not reading his keys the right way, or just it could be coach. That's the thing. It's hard for me to speak too much on them too, because I don't necessarily know like what they're being coached to do. Like when I'm seeing them do stuff like mugging and then taking drop step, and then like I don't want to get on them too much. Just like Tony said on there, like even though like we know ball without us really knowing exactly, like we can sit there and say, okay, they're playing cover 3, or oh, they're playing quarters here. Oh, okay, they're running this game up front. There's different ways and nuances to everything. So sometimes, I mean, like even like when I hear broadcasters that are calling games, and they're like, oh, they're doing this, he should have this. I'm like, yeah, more than likely, but there's still it's kind of open ended because you still don't know exactly what they're being coached to do. So there's always going to be nuance and stuff. He understands that he just don't care. I don't know, man. I don't know. They might be a little bit of both. He's not getting canceled. I don't even. Yeah, I mean, at this point, can you cancel? I mean, bro, I'll just tell you guys this: before he was saved, oh my God, he's glad there was no cancel culture back then. My God, he would have been canceled, bro. I mean, hell, he kind of was canceled before cancel culture, but not like in like a bad way. I'm saying like he used to be firing up the coaching staff in South Carolina.
Before that,
they legit about ran him off the air because they weren't going for it. You hear how he just is raw here. He was doing that with Carolina back in the day when he was doing radio and TV and stuff, man. They didn't like it. But what's crazy was it was facts. I mean, he wasn't wrong. He was speaking facts. Derek Thomas was that dude. Oh yeah, no, Derek Thomas is like, bro, on a whole nother level. I mean, I saw Myles Garrett had a 5-sack game. I'm not saying he's Derek Thomas, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, if anybody's close to being like that impactful of a pass rusher, man, it would be him.
At 100.9.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, tied 100.9, 1230. WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport experts. Final segment. Chase, where do we go from here, man? We only got a few minutes, man. What do we hit? I'm trying to see. Let me check our bookmarks real quick over on, what is it called? X now. I always want to say Twitter, but let's check our bookmarks on X. I know we played the clip during the break. Our radio listeners didn't hear it, but I think it's kind of pointless at this point. It was just Caleb Downs. He's got a podcast. He had Julian Sayin on there, and they were just talking about the whole situation when Coach Saban retired. They came into that meeting. A lot of the guys that early enrolled, like literally, were still moving on to campus, like moving in. And he was saying, like, man, parents were still in town, then Coach retired. Which you think about that, it is kind of nuts. Like I'm thinking, like if that happened to me, like because I vividly remember moving into Bryant dorms, like my family there helping me move in and all that. That would be kind of nuts. Like a few days later, I show up to like our first team meeting after moving all my stuff into this dorm. Then Coach said, "Hey, I'm calling it a career, man. I'm riding into the sunset and joining Pat McAfee on game day." Clearly, he didn't say all that. He didn't have all that set up. I don't think he did, at least. But anyways, they talked about that. But I know you guys are just like, yeah, they always talk about Bama. But I mean, to be fair, I mean they're all former Bama transfers. So I mean they have experiences here. I mean, Julian was only here a couple weeks. Caleb Downs, we know what he did his freshman year. Great player. But yeah, so there was that. The other thing that I had bookmarked here, Chase, we had some updated Heisman odds, and I know there's a lot of different services and whatnot, but this is from BetGM. They've got Ty Simpson tied with Mendoza of Indiana for the Heisman front runners. And I saw somebody saw somebody tweet this, and it's kind of what I was thinking. And there's no disrespect to any of these guys, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If anybody wanted to win a Heisman, this low key would be the year to do it. The Heisman race is low key kind of weak. I'm being completely honest. Like Ty's been playing some great ball. Like it makes total sense he's up there. Mendoza has been impressive. I mean, and Julian Sand, I guess, is impressive too. But like outside of, I mean, like Marcel Reed, I guess impressive too. But like even when I say impressive, like this just feels different. There's no receiver up here that's just been lighting it up. That's been, I guess, worthy of really probably being on this list. Hence why Jeremiah Smith is the only receiver on this list, and he's at like plus 3,000. They've been pretty underwhelming. I mean, hell, Ahmad Hardy, I mean, he's lighting it up on the ground, but it's just still not, I mean, it's not like the likes of Ashton Genty. Like, we're just not really seeing anything that's just like mind-blowing. Ricky says, you mean the quarterback award? I mean, hell, yeah, at this point, it kind of is a quarterback award. But even if you just look at the quarterbacks, I mean, I feel like the quarterback play right now is not anything. I mean, Chase, do you agree? I mean, do you feel the same way? Like this is low key a weak year for the Heisman. And that's not disrespecting Ty or any of these guys. I mean, like I'm just saying compared to years prior, where it's like, man, like we got this guy, he's got an argument, he's got an argument. Right now, it's just the Heisman race to me is very similar to like the playoff race, like the top teams right now. It's just kind of muddy, and there's nobody really just completely separating themselves. What do you think, Chase?
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Christian, and it kind of a bummer a little bit. Kind of how like last year was just Ashton Genty going crazy in between Travis Hunter and so many others in previous years. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the parity of college football. I don't know if it's because there's so much turmoil that people are kind of like, Ty is leading it right now, but Fernando's right beneath him. And then Julian, he's been killing it, but he's playing opponents that are cupcake. Marcel, they're known for having these type of performances, but every year they let it down with a random game late in the season. And it's like, okay, well, that can't be it. Diego Pavia, we know how we feel about him. And it's just, it's not somebody that's like, oh, that person right there, I can watch him on any given Saturday in the morning, evening, after. It doesn't matter what time slot it is. He's going to be a playmaker. And I just don't see that right now. And it's not anything to discredit any of the Heisman final players right now who could win it. Not at all. They're kicking butt. But it's just I think we've been spoiled over the years of like that one guy that we already know is going to win it. He's been kicking butt, and that's it. So maybe it's just the new college football, and I guess I have to get used to that, which is so weird to say.
Would it be a hot take, or would I be wrong if I said there just doesn't seem to be as good or as exciting of players this year compared to years past? Is that a hot take, Chase, or is that bad to say? I mean, like, is it just me? I mean, I feel like that's
it's not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's a hot take because people are going to be like, well, Ty's killing it. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, no, hear me out. What Ty is doing is definitely impressive. And like, I definitely think like he's excited. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like it just in general, like you mentioned, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, like just different, different types of players and guys that are just really like, captivating attention. Like maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I just feel like it low key is just kind of like, I mean, it's like it's some good, stuff going on, but nothing that's really like blowing me away. I don't know. We got to get out of here, so maybe we'll dive back into that tomorrow. That might be something fun to talk about. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Tide 100.9, YouTube, live stream, Facebook, all that good stuff as well. Appreciate Chase behind the glass and all of our supporters and listeners. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. Look forward to doing it again right here tomorrow on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.